Ladies and gentlemen, who is here for the hypnotic orgasm? Hands up. There you go, very good. No, that comes a little bit later. This is usually the bit where the speaker tells you how great they are and why you should buy their product and why you should listen to them. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to get into it. And if you like it, I'll tell you a little bit more about me later. Is that okay with you? Can I have a hand? Is that cool? Oh, get a round of applause already. Oh. Is that it? Great, I'll see you later. Cool. Anyone here ever experienced hypnosis before? Show of hands for me. About half the audience. Very, very good. Later on today, I'm going to be doing some change work with some people. So don't worry, I'm not going to make you quack like a dog or meow like a cat. But if you've got some stuff that you want to work on, like fears, phobias, negative emotion, potential physical pain, we might do some work for free later on. If you want some help with that. But basically, what's hypnosis, guys? Hypnosis, I used to take the first 45 minutes of a first session with my clients to explain what hypnosis was and what it wasn't. After about 45 minutes, their eyes started to close. And I don't know if that was because they were bored, or they were sleepy, or that they just went into hypnosis. So now I've got it down to one sentence. Would you like to hear it in one sentence? Very good. All hypnosis is, and can everyone hear me okay? Yeah. Automatic response in spite of conscious awareness. Automatic response in spite of conscious awareness. Automatic response in spite of conscious awareness. But what the hell does that mean? I'm a big believer in show, don't tell. So I'm going to show you, and if you want to play, I'm going to ask that you follow what I'm doing, but watch me first, guys. So in a moment, I'm going to ask that you open up your hands like so. Just watch me first, though. Then I'm going to ask that you rub your hands together like you're trying to start a fire. Not yet, just watch me, but I like that you're eager. Then I'm going to ask that you interlock your hands nice and tight, like so. Then I'm going to ask that you bend your arms like you're making a desperate prayer. It is Sunday. You might want to make one while you're there. Then I'm going to ask that you take your index fingers, those are your pointy fingers, you keep them together. Then I'm going to ask that you imagine, you pretend, you make believe that there is a magnet on one finger, there is a magnet on the other finger, and like two powerful magnets that are positioned at the right angle. Just allow your fingers to come together like two powerful magnets all by themselves as you watch the gap in between. Now what I don't want you to do is don't do this consciously. Here's me doing it consciously. Don't do that. But when your fingers move, and they will move, don't think your job is to freak out, to stop it, to resist it, want it to happen, will it to happen, expect it to happen, but just allow it to happen all by itself. Cool? Alright, if you want to play, arms out. Rub your hands together, build up that energy, make sure you don't poke anyone's eyes out, interlock your fingers nice and tight, make sure your thumbs are crossed, bend your elbows like so, get your index fingers, those fingers, and now separate them about an inch. Look at the gap, only between your fingers and nowhere else, because in a moment those fingers are going to touch all by themselves like two very powerful magnets. Some of your fingers are already touched. If your fingers are already touched, you can put your hands down by your lap. Very, very good. And just imagine with every breath you've taken, every move that you make, whoever's left, your fingers are coming closer and closer together, even if you try and fight it. You can relax your hands right now. Whose fingers touched? Hands up. Very, very good. Can I tell you a secret? You ever seen that show, What's Behind the Magician's Curtain, where they teach you how they do all those magical tricks? People think that's hypnosis. People are like, oh, I resisted the hypnotist. No, you didn't. Here's the thing, that's not hypnosis at all. It's physiology. If you hold your hands up like that long enough, your fingers will touch. So I saw about 95% of your fingers touched, not because I hypnotized you, but because your body did what it's supposed to do. There was someone down here whose fingers didn't touch. They would just preventing it, because if you hold it up long enough, they have to touch. So it's never a test to see who's most hypnotizable, it's just a test to see if people are doing what I asked them to do. So give yourself a round of applause if you did that. Very, very good. This is not physiology, this is real. So in a moment, again, I'll get you to open your arms, just watch me first. I'll get you to rub your hands together. Build up that energy, just watch me first, but I like that you're eager, lady in the back. Then I'm going to ask that you open up your hands about 6 inches. This is 6 inches, folks. This is a man 6 inches. 6 inches is there. That's right, it's the ladies' laugh. You're going to imagine, pretend, make believe there's a magnet on the palm of both hands. I'll ask if it's safe for you to do, to close your eyes at some point, and once again allow your hands to come together all by themselves. Once again, don't try and make me happy and do it consciously. Don't do this. That ain't hypnosis. But once again, when they move, and they will move, don't think your job is to resist it, to fight it, want it to happen, will it to happen, but just let it happen all by itself. Arms out. Rub your hands together. Build up that energy. Make sure your hands are shoulder width. And now open up your hands 6 inches. Look at the gap between your hands and close your eyes. And just imagine, pretend, even make believe with every breath you take and every move that you make, your hands start to move. Some of your hands are already touching, some of your hands are twitching. If your hands have already touched, you can put your hands down by your lap. And some of you, it takes a little bit more time. So imagine those magnets now are 50% stronger. That's right, 100% stronger, even more and more and more. Very, very good. And relax your hands, ladies and gentlemen. Give yourself a round of applause. That wasn't physiology, that was suggestion. Whose hands touched at some point there? Yeah, pretty much most everyone. And if I spent about 2 more minutes, probably would have got everyone else. Very, very, very good. Okay, so automatic response inspired conscious awareness. In a moment, I'm going to ask you to do something. It's safe, it's ethical, don't worry. And I want you to do as I say, not as I do. So now, with your right hand, make the universal OK sign, like so. In a moment, I'm going to count to 3, and I'm going to ask you to do something. I just want you to do it, okay? I'll count to 3, do it. 1, 2, 3. Put on your chin. Put on your chin. Your chin. No, folks, your chin is down here. Your chin is down there. I asked you to do what I said, not what as I do. Relax your hands. Hypnosis, all it is a suggestion. There can be verbal suggestions, there can be non-verbal suggestions. I gave you a non-verbal suggestion, and we respond far better to non-verbal suggestions than we do physical suggestions or verbal. Now, we're in a place where there's a lot of psychic energy going on here, right? So who believes in such a thing called energy here? Cool. I don't know if such a thing called energy exists, but I play with the metaphor it does. And we basically pick up vibes from people. Sometimes we meet someone, we're like, I don't know what it is about that person, but I really like them. Then we meet someone else and we're like, I don't know what it is about them, but I really don't like them. Anyone had that experience before? And there's no reason they haven't wronged you or given you $1 million, but you just get energy. And we're giving off energy all of the time. This is a fuse. Don't worry, it's not going to go bang. But when I work with people, I never, by the way guys, here's your disclaimer. I might use colourful language at some point today. I am British. If you are offended by colourful language, this was your disclaimer. Leave now, because I'm probably going to slip up at some point. People come up to me, and they think they come to me because they're fucked up. See, I already told you it was going to happen. They're broken. They want me to fix them. Nobody I've ever met is broken. No one I ever met is fucked up. But on some level, there's a fuse that's gone in their mind. There's a circuit that's not touching. So for example, if you see this little toy that I've got here, if I hold it right there, and I hold it right there, it makes sounds. It lights up. The circuit is complete. However, if I could just borrow you for a moment, just down here, give her a round of applause. What is your name? Evelyn? Heather. Hi Heather, I'm Luke. So Heather, if I touch that end and you touch that end, it should light up and make sounds, right? Face the audience if you would, Heather. Look, it doesn't light up. Why doesn't it work? Heather, touch this finger. Let go of the finger, Heather. Touch the finger. Let go of the finger. Touch the finger. Let go of the finger. Thank you. Give her a round of applause. Why does that work? Why did it work when we were there? But when we were not connecting the other hand, it worked? It's because we're all electricity. And when Heather was holding one end, I was holding the other end. It didn't got to complete the circuit. It didn't go off. As soon as we touched fingers, the circuit was complete. So when I do hypnosis with people, that's essentially what we're doing. I'm not a counsellor. I don't need to listen to you bitch and complain about 4 years about why your life is messed up. If that worked, Woody Allen wouldn't have 40 years of therapy. You'd be fixed. You'd talk to one friend, you'd say, hey, this thing's a bit shitty right now, you'd dump it, you'd be good. But very rarely do things just get fixed like that. So when people come to see me, they'll see me a minimum of 1 session, usually a maximum of 3 sessions, and they're done. And it goes a bit like this. Who has kids here? Who likes Disney movies? Who's seen the movie called Inside Out? I haven't, I shouldn't put my hand out. This is a character from a Disney movie called Inside Out. It represents sadness. So say someone comes to me and this is sadness. You can interchange it for anxiety. You can interchange it for fear. They come to see me, they've got this problem. Now we all have sadness at some point in our life. It is appropriate. When sadness comes and sadness goes, that's fine, that's called life. I usually get the call when sadness is stuck around, like a bad smell, for a little too long, and something like this happens. Sadness, your mind. And sadness gets trapped in your mind like so. So it doesn't matter how much meditation you do, how much prayer you do, how much counseling you do, as long as that shit, technical words in there, you're always going to feel that way. This is your amygdala. It's the part of the brain that sits on the frontal cortex. It's what allows you to feel emotions. Now when that's firing off, and you've got sadness, what I essentially do in hypnosis is we go into your amygdala by doing various techniques. We essentially collapse that pattern down like so. Sadness goes, and then you can just flow and get back into that flow state with your life, and that problem's gone there and then. Can I get a round of applause for sadness right there? Very, very good. Here's the thing. Who's ever done affirmations here before? Cool. So main 3 reasons people come to see me is they smoke. They want to quit. They do anxiety to themselves, or they've got some kind of sadness, depression, they're depressing themselves. So for example, the smoker comes to see me, it's the new year. People want to quit smoking or lose weight, statistically. And they said, you know what, this is the year, I'm going to stop smoking, I'm going to stop smoking, I'm going to stop smoking. But if I say to any of you in the audience right now, don't think of a cigarette, what do you have to do inside your head to make sense of that sentence? You have to think of a cigarette on some level to make sense not to think of it. So let's say you want to stop smoking, insert your problem here. You're like, I don't want to smoke, I don't want to smoke, I don't want to smoke. All you end up doing is attracting more of that problem to you, like an affirmation or a negative suggestion. So most people I see, I don't want to be fat, I don't want to be fat, I don't want to be fat. Your unconscious mind, some people call it the subconscious, some people call it the primal mind, the monkey mind. It works on direct suggestions, it does not process negatives. So if you're like, I don't want to be fat, I don't want to be fat, all that 5-year-old inside you is hearing, I want to be fat, I want to be fat, I want to be fat. And guess what? You get more of it. And then you wonder why. Why do I still have this problem? Because you're hypnotizing yourself. My job is to help to unhypnotize you, to make you a better hypnotist of yourself. So when people come to me with a problem, what we do is we change the polarity. So instead of attracting that problem, anxiety, sadness, PTSD, we flip the polarity. So you can never quite feel that same way again, because it's almost like there's an invisible field. Polarity's been shifted, they can't touch anymore. Is it okay if I formally introduce myself now? Have I earned the right to formally introduce myself? Thank you very much. So my name's Luke Michael Howard. I've been doing this hypnosis stuff for 21 years. I have 3 offices, one in Toronto on Bloor Street West, one in Ottawa and one in Las Vegas, where I train other hypnotists. Most of my time spent therapeutically working with people and doing talks like this, like my TED Talks. I also have a podcast as well. I sometimes do shows. I'm not a huge fan of shows. So, that being said, who here has some kind of issue that they would like to work on today And I don't even need to know what it's about other than what the file is. If it's a pain, I just need to know it's a pain. If it's an emotional thing, I just need to know the name of the emotion. Something like that that you want to get rid of today, and I might be able to help you. Hands up if you'd like me to help you here today. Lovely. So you know what? The first 3 people to come up on these seats, I am going to work with free of charge today. So be first 3 people. You know what? Bring your chair. Get a round of applause. And you, lady with the black jacket, I saw you go up, right? Yeah, you got up? If you want to go up, bring a chair. You're good. All right, if someone else, bring your chair if you don't have one. Give her a round of applause. Very good. Now I am going to safely dismount the stage, and I'll see you in a minute.
Bring your chair. Do you want to sit here?
Very, very good. And I am gonna. Yeah. Jen just told me I had lots of chords. It's always good when your girlfriend tells you that. Hi, I'm Luke. What's your name? Leslie, nice to meet you. Nero, nice to meet you. Carolyn, nice to meet you. Kathy, nice to meet you. Eva, nice to meet you. Do any of you folks have any injuries at all? Neck, shoulders, back, anything like that? Okay. If I do anything today that makes you feel physically uncomfortable, tell me immediately, we stop. But the onus is on you to tell me and we will stop. We'll be fine. Also, another disclaimer, if anyone is sensitive to lights or strobing light, including you guys or anyone, I will be using a strobing light at some point today. If you have some kind of photosensitivity to that, I'm telling you now, look away or leave when that part comes out, okay? Can I get you all just to stand up for a moment? Thank you. And if I get you just to face the audience, Jay, could I get you to hold this mic? Thank you. And what I'm going to get you guys to do is I'm just going to get you to make sure you've got enough space between you, have your hands by your side, put your feet together, take a step forward so you're a little bit away from your chair. Lovely. If I may, in a moment, I'm just going to rock you a little bit forward, a little bit back. I've got you, you are safe, you are secure. It's like a trust exercise. All you've got to do is do not move your feet. Even if you think you're losing balance, I've got you, you are safe. Is that cool? And I'm just going to get you to look forward the whole time. So let your whole body be stiff, and I'm going to take all of your weight. You don't have to do anything other than keep your feet on the ground no matter what. Cool? Yeah, very good. Did you feel that you did this? Stop it! I got you. You're safe. I'm going to get you just to keep your eyes open the first bit, just because I want you to see where you're going. But we might get you to close your eyes if you feel more comfortable. If you feel more comfortable, close your eyes. Beautiful. Did you feel a difference? Good. So I get my workout soon, guys. Very, very good. Stay right there. How you doing? Feet together, don't move your feet. Thank you so much. May I touch your shoulders? Sure. Love it. Same deal, just I've got you, you're safe, just go where I put you, okay? He's good. He's loose. I like it. Thank you. Thank you. May I touch your shoulders? Yes. Thank you very much. Very good. Nice. So do you notice you're kind of like leaving your butt back like that? Stop it. Oh, okay. You know what? I'm probably going to get you to take a seat in the audience for this one, so I do not want to aggravate it. Give a round of applause, guys. It's my exercise of the day, my push and pull, my muscles are getting a bit soft. Feet together, don't move your feet. I'll shake your hand as well. May I touch your shoulders? Thank you. Let your whole body. I'm just going to bring your chair a little bit closer to this right here. Good. Feet together, feet together, feet together, feet together, arms by your side. Look forward. just let your arms go, Look forward, just let your arms go. Look forward, just let your arms go. Look forward, just let your arms go. Don't think, just feel this. Stop. Good. Microphone. What just happened?
I guess I moved.
You moved. Hallelujah! She moved. It's Sunday after all in the church of Luke Michael Howard testified. What happened?
I don't know, I felt I was going forward.
Kind of weird, huh? Does that happen a lot when a random guy says, feel this? What happened? Nothing happened. All right, let yourself go. What happened for you? You moved a little bit. Very good. On my side, feet together. Feel this. What happened? Kind of weird, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I was down there as well. What happened?
I just kind of went that way for a reason.
What happened?
I don't know.
But you didn't expect that, did you? I don't know if such a thing called energy exists. I play with the metaphor it does in my hypnosis. It's a strong style. Very good. Folks, take a step forward if you would for me. Yeah, one big step forward for me. Keep looking forward. If I touch at your shoulder, just keep looking forward. Everyone in the audience, if in case you can't see me, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. They can't see it. In a moment, I'm going to do that, and you're going to notice some weird things are going to happen. Feel this. Feel this. I got you. Feel this. Good, relax. Give them a round of applause. Beautiful. Very good. Coming close to all friends. You didn't even see what I did behind your back, right? Did you see what I did behind her back? You did, right? Tell them what I did behind her back. It's kind of a and you all kind of fell back a little bit. Kind of weird, huh? That's not supposed to happen. But it does. It happens with me. How did that feel that time?
Just moving.
Just moving. Very good. Even you move. How was that for you? Is it supposed to be something special? Oh, you don't want to upset the hypnotist because we can put all kinds of suggestions inside your head. You'll be peeing your bed all week, you know. Never upset your hypnotist before it does work with you. You started to move. I felt it. Luckily Jen was there because she caught you out. Yeah. Good. Very, very good. Do you have, and again, as comfortable as you feel about talking about stuff, because it's not a therapy session, but do you have something that you want to work on, like a pain, an emotion, something like that? Anger. Cool. Are you all right if we work on your anger here today? Very, very good. We'll come back to you in a minute. Madame, do you have something like that you want to work on that you feel comfortable telling us?
Stress.
Stress. You want more stress?
Less.
Less stress. All right, very, very good. Madame, and yourself?
Less weight.
Less weight. All right. Well, you're probably going to still be the same weight when we're finished today. I'm not that good. However, we might shift some stuff inside your mind. All right. And you're okay with strobing lights, you guys? Very, very good. All right, if I may, can I bring you up on stage right there? Give her a round of applause. You guys just get to watch right now. You're not scared of heights, are you?
No.
All right, good. Very good.
Could we work on that now?
Oh, yeah.
If you want to be afraid of heights.
Your problem was stress. Stress. On a scale of 1 to 10, you can speak into the mic in case I forget to ask you, how high is your stress?
7 to 8.
7 to 8. I don't need to know anything more about you other than that, because I don't care why it's there. I'm just going to help you get rid of it. Is that all right?
Yes.
Very, very good. All right, so I'm going to get you just to come back a little bit. A little bit more. A little bit more. Good. Get your feet nice and comfortable so you've got balance there. Cool. Very, very good. So I'm going to do the light pen stuff. I don't know if we're going to pick this up on a microphone, I'm not sure. So I'm going to give you. I'm going to pull out a light pen in a moment, and all I want you to do is you're going to look wherever I move the pen and just follow my instructions. You're not going to be hypnotized. You're not going to be on the ground. Your eyes are going to be open, and we are going to get rid of your stress. Is it okay if we get rid of your stress, by the way? All right. So you said it's a 7 or an 8,
Yeah.
and I want you to be honest when we do this as well. Thank you. If you're photosensitive, you do not like stripe lights, now's a good time to look away or to leave, because I am using a strobe light right now. Govern yourself. Don't worry about them. You should look at the pen. So all I want you to do is just look at the pen and just follow wherever the pen goes. Keep your head still, but just follow the pen with your eyes. So keep your head still, but just follow it with your eyes. Beautiful. Keep thinking about your stress. You will keep your balance at all times. Now just look forward and blink. Close your eyes, but keep your balance. As this pen touches the bridge of your nose, it does not trouble you, it does not disturb you in any way, shape or form. Allow that light to go behind your eyes. Allow that light to white out that problem. Keep your eyes closed. As that light goes away, with your eyes closed, just allow your eyes to follow where you think the beam is. With your eyes closed, keep thinking about your problem, but just allow your eyes to follow where the beam goes. Very, very good. Keeping your eyes closed. Open your eyes, don't say anything, just look at the light. Follow it again. Where's the stress gone now?
Probably about like a 5.
About 5 or 4, cool. So what I want you to do now, take your fingertips and just copy what I'm doing. Just tap above your eyebrow, yeah, like so, about 10 or 20 times. Underneath your eye about 10 or 20 times. Underneath your nose. Open your eyes, keep tapping. Collarbone. Right there. Stop for a second, just take a little side step to your right. Thank you. Close your eyes. Open your eyes. Breathe. 1 to 10. Where is it gone now? About 3. Is it absolutely okay we get rid of that last 3? Sure. Have you got any good reason to hold on to that last 3?
It's not helpful.
Not helpful? You want to let go of it? Yeah. Cool. So what I want you to do, make a fist, so you got the universal thumbs up sign with your non-dominant hand, your right handed or left handed. Good. Now grab your right thumb with your other hand. That's right. She did some girl nose to somebody there. And all I want you to do now is I want you to breathe in for what we call 7-11. Easy to remember. You're going to breathe in for a count of 7. You're going to breathe out for a count of 11. We're going to do it 3 times. Just keep focusing on what that problem was. You ready? Breathe in for a count of 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Breathe out for 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. If your arms get tired, you can do it like this as well. You're good. Breathe in for 7 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Breathe out for 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. One more time. Breathe in for 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I did one extra, it doesn't matter, it's a bonus. Breathe out for 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Keep holding your thumb. Thinking about that thing that was a problem now. Tell me, where's it gone now?
Yeah, I feel a lot better about it, honestly.
No, honestly.
About 1 to 2.
1 to 2. Is it okay if you get, is there any reason that you need that 1 to 2? Sometimes people think they do, and if you need it, that's okay, but if you really don't need it, we get rid of it as well. You tell me what you want.
I think I'm okay with it being this low.
Are you sure? Yes. All right, give a round of applause! Thank you so much. You can take the 6 out of there, thank you. Brief explanation of why that happened. That breathing pattern, when we've got a heartbeat, certain ways, when we enter certain states, like anxiety, like fear, when we're in fear, when we're in anxiety, when we're in panic, when we're stressed, your sympathetic nervous system kicks on, and it's what causes you to sometimes feel stressed, anxious. What that breathing pattern does is it interrupts it and starts to switch on your parasympathetic nervous system, which makes you have a release of oxytocin in your brain, the brain chemical that makes you feel loved, safe and accepted. When that's secreting all throughout your body, you can't feel worry or fear or stress the same way. It literally shuts the chemical down. That's how quickly it can happen. She may need to do it a few times because she's got a neurological pathway inside of her mind, a trigger used to cause her to feel stressed. But if she keeps hitting it like that, there'll be a new neural pathway to open in her brain that she will not be able to de-stress exactly the same way ever again. Give her a round of applause. Madame, may I borrow you? Yes. Actually, no, yours was weight loss, right? All right. I want them to see something happen, and as lovely as you are, I can't make you lose. It's going to be boring if I do weight loss with you. Anyone else? Well, we can talk about that after. Does anyone else have a physical kind of pain? Who wants to do some work around it, or an emotional? If you want, we're going to swap seats. What? Yeah, we're going to get this lady up in a minute. So you know what? We're going to get you up right now. Give her a round of applause. Come around the back. Watch your step right here. You're not angry right now. Oh, really? Isn't that weird? Come on. I used to get angry a lot. I'm going to show you 1 second therapy to get rid of anger in a minute. And I know it sounds ridiculous, and it works the whole time. And I'll explain why it works. But honestly, think of the thing that used to make you angry now. I don't need to know what it is. Have you got it? I can see, look at the knuckles. On a scale of 1 to 10, as you think about that thing right now, how strong is it? About 10, she said. Okay, cool. Want to get rid of it? Cool. You can always have it back when you want, but I'm going to show you how to get rid of it right now. All I need you to do is this. Are you right-handed or left-handed? On your left hand, you're going to have your hand like so. And I want you... There you go. In England, left and right is a bit different. Hold down your small finger on your left hand, thank you. And continue to think about your problem. And just hold down that finger. At the same time, relax your jaw. So if your teeth are clenched, unclench your teeth and prop your jaw forward. Push your jaw forward just a little bit. So it's relaxed. And just keep doing that. Open your eyes, keep doing everything I asked you to do. Relax jaw, finger pushed down. As you think about that thing now, honestly, that used to make you angry, I know you have the same memory, because we didn't take away memory, but where's the anger gone now? Come on, try harder. Try to get angry and have that finger down, relax your jaw. Really, really try. Because they think this is like a plant or something right now. Like, oh, really? I went to years of anger therapy and I've still got it. It could have gone in a second.
So this is something you can use maybe in the moment. This is something you can use in the moment of an anger issue.
She asked me, is this something you can do in the moment of an anger issue? I'm going to answer that in just a second. I'm going to answer why it works short term, long term. But now try and get angry and find you can't. Notice the memory's still there, because we ain't taking away your memories, but the emotion. Is it almost like, I don't want to put words into your mouth, I can't be bothered to be bothered? Go on, give her a round of applause. Good. Let me explain why that happened. I will mispronounce this. There's an ancient form of Oriental medicine, and it's called something along the lines of, you can take a seat right there. Take a seat just for a minute, yeah. Jinjitsu, not jujitsu, not the martial art, but jinjitsu, something like that. And it's all about different hands, different fingers, having different emotions. So here's the thing, when you push down on your little finger with 2 fingers, you relax your jaw, you can't get angry. Try it now. Because the interesting thing is, when a stimulus comes in that causes us to be angry, unconsciously the amygdala, the front part of your brain, scans down and looks, is your jaw tense? Are you making fists or clenching your hands like so? If it gets that feedback, it releases your amygdala adrenaline, or the fight or flight chemical in your body, so you can fight, flight, or freeze. When you relax your jaw and you push the little finger down, not with a fist, but with your 2 fingers, amygdala scans in less than a millisecond, realize he's not making fists, his jaw's relaxed, he can't be angry. It always works all the time. I'll tell you a story. I was on the phone with Rogers. Who here's with Rogers? And they passed me from call centre to call centre to call centre. And a phone call that should have took 5 minutes took an hour. I'm getting angry. And they're passing me on. And I feel it. And I'm like, why don't I do that thing that I teach my clients to do? So I'm on the phone. I put it on speaker. I relax my jaw, because I'm on hold. I'm not talking to anyone. Push my finger down. That 10 out of 10 anger disappeared. As soon as I let go, I'm like, you know what, I got nothing to do for the next hour. I'm just going to sit here. No anger, I was peaceful. But I could not get angry when I was doing it. It can happen one time, but of course emotions happen all the time. So when people come to me because they've got too much anxiety, too much fear, or too much sadness, the key is too much. Because we should feel all emotions, it's appropriate to feel all emotions. But when you're feeling too much of those emotions, it becomes a problem. So what happens here is you've got 2 things in your brain, they're called neurological pathways. And what happens is if there's a stimulus that causes you to get stressed, for example, every time my wife or husband looks at me this way, it causes me to have panic. That's a trigger. Amygdala scans down and it starts to release a bunch of fear chemicals inside your body. So if for example, you are a smoker, and how you deal with stress is you smoke, or you're overweight, and how you deal with your stress is you overeat. What happens is you've only got one road to go down. That's how you deal with your emotions. If you've only got one road to go down, ladies and gentlemen, it's not your fault that you keep doing this stupid behaviour, because you only think there's one road. What this work starts to do is it starts to open up a new road inside your mind, your neurology. So what happens, if you've got a road that no one travels down anymore, eventually what happens to a road if no one travels down it anymore? Shut out. Eventually, basically, it goes back to what it was originally, which if no one's travelling down a road, eventually it just goes back to grass and it goes back to nature. Basically, there is no road. It's the same way in your brain. So what happens is if you don't take that road to distress, anxiety, panic, fear, overeating, addiction, whatever your thing may be, and we open up a new road of new chemicals coming into your brain, after a while it can happen that quickly and it might take a couple of days, but a new pathway opens up your brain that becomes your new normal, your new way of doing it. So instead of that thing that used to make you feel angry and you're ready to fight, flight or freeze, what happens is just like stimulus comes in, you feel it, then you let go. Because there's 2 forms of learning. There's the learning I do with my clients like this, where we drill them in a session and with some hypnosis to put the cherry on top of the cake. But also when you sleep at night, your unconscious mind or your amygdala, 2 different things, but they do a thing called synaptic pruning, which basically means all the experiences or neurological highways, pathways in your brain that you no longer use, i.e. when I feel stressed, I don't overeat anymore, I don't like up a cigarette, I don't cause myself anxiety, that road gets shut down. Your brain, literally, your neurology starts to prune it so it disappears, and then when you wake up, that new neurological pathway is stronger in your brain, so that becomes your new normal. So that's the neurology why hypnosis, some of the stuff you saw me do today, works with people, and how it can be that quick and how it can look unbelievable, but that's what happens inside your brain. Does anyone have any questions about any of that stuff? And how are we doing for time, Jen? 20 minutes? All right. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm the wellness coordinator at my office school.
Okay.
So I do a lot of mindful meditation.
Yeah.
Mind and techno.
Okay.
I like that. So get them to do that and explain that. Does that also work for when they're upset, not angry?
Yeah,
sad?
beautiful question. So what the lady asked is she works with children, and if the finger techniques can help children with other emotions like sadness. Yes, so at the end of the day, there's going to be a little sign-in sheet that's going around. I'll send you 5 videos that I've made that explain what every finger does, that you can use it in your own life, and kids love this. So sometimes when I work with headmasters, headmistresses of school, I've got this little image that I give them, and they send it to the kids, and it shows every emotion on every finger. So for a quick example, but if you want the videos of this that I'll send you for free, just sign up on the sign-in sheet that will go around at the end. This is anger. This is worry. No, sorry, this is anger, this is sadness. This is fear. Give fear the middle finger. That's what the video's called, by the way. This is anxiety. This is worry. So on the videos, what I teach you to do is, those are the kind of 5 master negative emotions. Things to do with each finger. That sounds a bit rude, but you know what I mean. As in breathing techniques and stuff to release those emotions. So yeah, it can be used for any and all of those things very rapidly. So for kids having a tantrum, hey Jimmy, you feeling angry? Just do this. It works. Oh Sally, you feeling sad? Just do this. You'll be amazed how it works. Was anyone here at the Whole Life Expo in November in Toronto? Whole Life Expo? This lady was. So I just finished a talk like this. I got off stage and a guy comes up to me and he's like, Luke, I came to your table, your booth. By the way, my booth is right over there. You see where it says fortune teller? That's not me, I'm the one next to it. My sign's there. So if you've got any questions after, come grab me up. He's like, Luke, I brought one of my clients to come to this talk. He has a lot of anger. So the guy was there, the life coach, the guy with the anger problem, his mum. So I said to the guy, hey, on a scale of 1 to 10, where's your anger? He's like, it's a 3 or a 4. His life coach then told me this guy had been in 20 years of therapy, and anger therapy, and psychotherapy, and he was pissed off most of the time. So I'm like, okay, and then the mum and the life coach like to say, we'll change his name to protect the innocent. Hey John, do you remember when Sally screwed you out of all that money and she broke your heart? Then I saw his physiology change. I'm like, where's your anger now? He's like, 9. Same thing, got him to hold down the finger, relax his jaw. I'm like, where is it now? He's like, he does this. As a lot of my clients, they're looking for the boy, like, it's a 7. So I ignored him for 30 seconds. I talked to his mum to make him more angry. And I talked to his life coach. I came back 30 seconds later. Where is it now? And he does this. It's a 2. Ignored him again for another 20 seconds. I came back. I'm like, it's gone, hasn't it? He's like, yeah. And he's looking all the quadrants in his eyes to find it, and it wasn't there anymore. Literally took 1 minute, which traditional therapy that he'd been talking about for years and years and years and years and years, he was still an angry fella. So that's how powerful it can be. Anyone else got any more questions? No more questions. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it was a pleasure. It was a delight. My website's Luke-Nosis, Luke like me, L-U-K-E, Nosis like hypnosis, N-O-S-I-S, LukeNosis.com. Lots of great videos there. I've got a YouTube channel of 625 videos of me doing street hypnosis, which we do over there for shits and giggles, and doing therapeutic work at some of my talks. Also my podcast, if any of you are on the iTunes or you have a Android phone, my podcast is called Unstuck with Hypnopunk. That's my name on the street, Hypnopunk. It's called Transformation with Edge. So if you like Oprah and you like people being earthy and crunchy and telling you everything's going to be okay, I'm not for you. If you like someone lovingly shaking you up a little bit and giving you a gang slap metaphor, I don't really slap my clients unless they don't pay me. That's the show. It's personal development with edge, personal development with balls. It's called Unstuck, but it has been a pleasure. You'll see the sign-in sheet if you'd like a copy of this video that we recorded today, or the finger emotions that I told you about. Just sign your name on that sheet. I'll be around here a little bit late for a little bit longer, and my booth is just next to the fortune teller booth there if you've got any questions or you want to experience some hypnotic phenomenon. If you've liked me today, if you've enjoyed me, my name's been Luke Michael Howard. If you've not enjoyed me today, my name's been Mike Mandel. Give yourself a round of applause. Have a great evening, guys.